might have a chance of dating lesbians, since they've seemingly given up on trying to attract straight women, not to mention that in order to speed up their transition, they attempted to mutilate their own genitals and shared an image of the result online, and I absolutely do not recommend looking this image up. Chris still identifies as a woman to this day, but needless to say, they don't receive much support from the trans community, not just because most of them know that Chris is attempting to transition for all the wrong reasons, but also for what they did in 2021, which we'll get to. Before we get into why Chris is such a terrible person, I should note that they have a long history of run-ins with the law. From as early as 2005, Chris has repeatedly found himself in court for various reasons. The most extreme came in 2011, when Chris and his mother Barbara were charged with a hit and run. After Chris reversed into Michael Schneider, the manager of the game place, Chris managed to avoid jail time, as Michael Schneider said he didn't want Chris to have a felony on their record, and instead insisted that they pay the bills for his medical treatment. The second time Chris found themselves in serious trouble was after an altercation that took place at a GameStop in December 2014, when Chris, angered by the redesign of Sonic the Hedgehog in which his arms were changed to blue, was going around trying to recolor his arms on the cover of the newest game at the time, Sonic Boom. Chris was asked to leave as a result, leading them to use pepper spray on one of the employees trying to escort them out.
Don't call anybody.
Chris was arrested for this and briefly spent time in jail as a result. After a series of court hearings over the preceding 10 months, Chris was eventually ordered to pay a $500 fine after being found guilty of assault. This, of course, would not be Chris's final run-in with the law, but in 2021, they committed a crime that no one could have foreseen, as nobody will have thought that Chris was capable of doing something so horrifying and disgusting. For their entire life, Chris lived with their parents, Bob and Barbara Chandler, until the former's death in 2011. Following this, Chris would use their mother to beg for donations in their videos, as they obviously felt that people would be more willing to help an elderly woman.
We are in need of donations of food. Please. Consider us. Thank you.
Many people have noted that over the years, Barbara had begun to show signs of dementia, as she often seemed lost and confused in Chris's videos, clearly not being all there mentally. Chris would take advantage of this in the worst way possible. In August 2021, Chris was arrested after it had been reported that they had committed an obscene act with their own mother, with the affair between the two having begun in June of that year. It would seem Chris had been planning this for several months, as they had told Kiwi Farms owner Noel that they had purchased several items from Adam and Eve to perform the acts. Chris had shown signs that they were in favour of inter-family relations as far back as 2016, when they commented on a case that involved another mother and son, saying that they shouldn't be sent to jail for what they had done. Chris has shown no remorse for what they had done. If their mother consented to the act, Chris faces up to 10 years in prison. If she did not, they face a considerably longer sentence. This action from Chris marked the end of them just being a lolcow, and instead established them as a truly sick and twisted individual who took advantage of their elderly, dementia-ridden mother. At this point, it's fair to say that Chris is truly beyond redemption.
Elected officials take the Pledge of Allegiance, but Jeremy Schaefer took a different pledge. He promised to protect tax breaks for companies that outsource jobs or create them in China, like his company. But he can't represent us. He represents them.
Stanislav Reshetnik, better known by his online handle Stars Replay, was a Russian streamer who operated on Twitch and YouTube, where he would record himself gaming and playing in online casinos. He was also what is known as a trash streamer, someone who would perform various acts depending on how much someone paid him. He lived with his girlfriend, Valentina Grigorieva, who would often appear in his streams with him. The two did not have a good relationship, as Replay would often abuse her on camera when paid to do so by his viewers. The abuse regularly involved physical violence. This wasn't helped by the fact that he would frequently get drunk on his streams, making him more likely to agree to such violent requests from his viewers. For whatever reason, Valentina continued living with him, despite the fact that Reflay was clearly a very dangerous and unstable man, as she was not his only victim, with several of his friends also enduring his abuse live on stream. Reflay would continue abusing his girlfriend and the rest of his other friends until December 22nd, 2020, when he finally went too far and performed a truly unforgivable act. During the live stream, a viewer paid Reflay $1,000 to hit Valentina. He did so several times before forcing her onto the balcony outside their apartment. Keep in mind, this was in the extreme cold of a Russian winter, and Valentina was dressed only in her underwear. He claimed he locked her outside because she had, quote, an intestinal problem and would have made the apartment stink had she stayed indoors. She frantically banged on the door to be let back in, to which he ignored her. After 15 minutes, the banging outside had stopped, and Reflay went outside. He came back into the view of the camera carrying Valentina, who had stopped breathing and had no heartbeat. After saying that she, quote, looked like she was dead, and attempting to revive her, the paramedics were called. When they arrived, Valentina was pronounced dead at the scene, all while the live stream was still going. The cause of her death was originally ruled as hypothermia, but after an autopsy revealed that Valentina had suffered several blunt force blows to the head, her death was determined to have been caused by cranial cerebral trauma, and as Reflay had beaten Valentina on camera, the authorities immediately knew that he was the one who killed her, and he was arrested and charged with her murder, facing up to 15 years in prison. While awaiting trial, Reflay changed his tone on what he had done several times, at first showing remorse and saying that he didn't mean it, and then saying that she was on drugs and would have died anyway, regardless of whether he killed her or not. In April of 2021, Reflay was sentenced to 6 years in prison for intentional infliction of grievous bodily harm resulting in death. While the person who paid Reflay to beat Valentina could be considered the real monster in all of this, as well as the rest of his fans for enabling his violent behavior in the first place, the fact that he freely agreed to kill his girlfriend out of his own greed shows that he's truly a despicable human being, and, as a murderer, definitely belongs in a video like this.
Boom. Peekaboo.
Jared Lee Loughner's time on YouTube is fairly short, but nonetheless significant, as he used the site to upload videos that would foreshadow what
Just
kind
have
of
a little
person
fun
he was.
here.
A native of Tucson, Arizona, Jared dropped out of high school in his senior year, 2006, at which point those who knew him noticed a change in his behavior, whereby he became incredibly distant and spent a lot of time on his own. He also began taking illegal substances, which obviously made his behavior much more volatile and
Gonna be
unpredictable,
having some
to
music
the point
to
that
it
his
too.
parents disabled his car to stop him from
Can I put some
driving,
music on
in
here for
fears
y'all?
that he'd hurt himself or other people. He did actually attend college during this time, studying at Pima Community College, but he would frequently find himself in trouble with the campus police, having to deal with numerous complaints concerning his behavior in classrooms and the library. It was during his time at college that he would film his first YouTube video in September 2010, which was shot from his perspective as he wandered around the campus criticizing it, saying that the college itself was illegal according to the United States Constitution, and called it the biggest scam in America.
Alright, so here's what we're doing. We're examining the torture of students. We are looking at students who have been tortured. Their low income pay
Sarah's gonna do something crazy and
in
outrageous
2
on here.
wars.
And now I'm
The
doing
war that
it.
we are in right now is currently illegal under the Constitution. What makes it illegal is the currency. Date is also wrong. It's impossible for me to think it's under control. How's it going?
See the
Thanks
crazy.
for the beat. I'm pissed off. I lost my freedom of speech to that guy. And this is what happens. And I'm in a terrible place. This is school I go through. This is my genocide school. Where I'm gonna be homeless because of the school. This is Pima Community College. One of the biggest scams in America. Here's the best part, the bookstore. The bookstore, the bookstore, the bookstore. It is so illegal to sell this book under the Constitution. We are also subject by our freedom of speech. If the student is unable to locate the external universe, then the student is unable to locate the internal universe. Where is all my subjects? I could say something sound right now, but I don't feel like it. All the teachers that you have are
Take a tiny little
illegally
break.
and have a legal
Y'all
authority
better laugh
under
at
the
all the crazy
Constitution of
faces
the
that
United
I make
States
too.
under the First Amendment. This is genocide in America. Thank you. This is Jared from Community College.
The college saw the video and had it taken down, and suspended Jared. They told him he could return if he agreed to a psychological evaluation. He refused and instead dropped out. Those who knew him at college were glad to see him go, as they were afraid he was going to commit a school shooting if he stayed there. After leaving college, he began uploading more to his YouTube channels, Classy Top 10 and Star Hitchnaz. His videos on Classy Top 10 were all text-based, rambling about the government and also criticizing the college. Only one video exists on Star Hitchnaz, and it shows Jared in the woods, wearing a garbage bag around his waist and a pig mask on his head, burning the American flag. This was apparently his way of showing his hatred for the American government. On December 15th, 2010, he uploaded his last video to Classy Top 10 entitled Hello, in which he hints that he is planning something that will happen a few days later, and in January 2011, we would find out what he was planning. On January 8th, 2011, at 7:04 a.m., Jared went to a Walmart store near the Foothill Mall to purchase ammunition. He was stopped by the Arizona police at 7:34 a.m. for running a red light, but once the officer determined that there was no outstanding warrants for Jared, he was allowed to proceed to his destination with a warning to drive carefully. Jared took a taxi to a Safeway supermarket location in Casas Adobes, where Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords was holding a constituents
Stepping up
meeting.
out.
Jared opened fire on
My
Giffords at close
character.
range, hitting her as
Doing a
well
little
as numerous
crazy
bystanders
stuff here.
and killing
Ooh.
6 people.
This
The youngest of which
facial
was only
cream be
9
so
years
cold.
old. 13 other people were injured by the gunfire, and one person was injured while fleeing the scene of the shooting. Giffords, the target of the attack, was shot in the head and critically injured.
5 o'clock
Survived
in the
and eventually
morning.
recovered.
Where you gonna
Jared was
be?
arrested at the scene for the attempted murder of a member of Congress and the murder of 6
Outside
people.
on the
Jared was given
corner.
7 life sentences in
Better
prison,
get
as well as
yourself
140
together.
years without the possibility of parole. Jared showed no remorse for his crimes, and the mugshot taken after his arrest showed just how happy
Get
and
my
proud of
facial
himself he
cream
was for
on,
what he had
y'all.
done.
Get my
The
facial
image of
cream
Jared
on.
smiling as he stared right into the camera is probably the most chilling picture of any YouTuber in history,
I be
as
letting
Jared
it
makes
sit
no
in.
effort to hide just how sick, deranged, and truly evil he is. He'll never walk
Yes,
free
I'm
again,
bringing out my little
but his
weird
actions
side
will
here.
forever leave a dark stain on
I
Tucson,
don't mind
Arizona.
being a little
And the
weird.
video showing his descent into madness are
Because
still on YouTube
my
to this
weird
day.
side don't bother nobody.
Want to know the best way to potentially make a big income online? It's by making lots of small incomes online. Hi, I'm Rachel Raffay, and I've discovered a method to create these little mini income streams that individually aren't life-changing, but when added up, they've allowed me to quit my job as a Walmart cashier and live the life of my dreams, generating a very healthy income each month, even while I sleep. This amazing system has given me the kind of lifestyle that most people dream about. No bosses, no commutes, no long drives, freedom to choose how my time will be spent, financial security, and complete peace of mind, even in these turbulent times. Now, I have
Now,
flexibility to travel as I
gotta
want,
let this cream
live
sit
where I
in
want,
my
take
face
care of my little nephew Gabriel,
so
who
it can
I
work its
absolutely
magic.
adore. And the best part is that these mini income streams cost absolutely nothing to set up and take less than 10 minutes each. I've personally created 5,171 of them. You can potentially do this too, with no special skills or experience, without already having a product to sell, without an audience, without needing to build a website, without having to worry about driving web traffic, without having to get on the phone and sell anybody anything. In your spare time, you can do this around a full-time job. And in fact, you could potentially be up and running in as little as 2 weeks, even if you are a complete beginner and know nothing about
Now,
technology. Hey, we're all
before
super busy, but if you have a spare 30
this video
minutes a
should
day,
ever
a
cut
computer,
off
and
in the
an
middle of
internet
me
connection,
doing
join me on
anything,
my
I
upcoming
will be
workshop,
back
where I'll show you step by step
to show
exactly how I go
y'all
about setting up these mini income streams.
my
For a limited time, this workshop
5%
is
weirdness,
100% free. Go ahead and click
which
the
I
link
don't
above
mind
or below
showing.
this video and and that will take you through to the
Then
registration
got my
page.
little
And from there,
5%
you can
weirdness.
easily
Don't bother
reserve
nobody.
your free spot. Places do fill up fast, so don't delay. Click the link
And my
and save
Steve
your spot on
Urkel's
this
flag.
life-changing workshop now. I'll see you there.
And I'm not embarrassed of my 5% weirdness. That's why I'm putting it out there. That's why I'm putting it out there.
Hey, if you've
I'm
been trying to make
sexy
money
with
with
my
Amazon
weirdness.
FBA for a
With
while
my
now, I want you to
weirdness.
stop what you're doing because there honestly is a better way to make money online that doesn't involve your own products, doesn't involve Amazon at all, but you can still make
Yes, I
thousands
rub
of
my
dollars
cream
a
in,
day
my
with it. It's
facial
way less
cleansing
stressful.
cream in.
So let me show you what it is right now. Now, guys, I've tried everything, right, when it comes to trying to make money. I've tried this, I've tried that, but the one thing that stuck for me and took me from being a struggling gym owner to where I am today, generating millions of dollars online every single year, is this one way, this one method, guys. And I want to show you what it is right now. So, guys, take a look inside of this account. This is actually called a ClickBank account, and basically the way it works is in this account, I'm able to promote other people's products that I don't own, right? So these are high converting products and things like weight loss niches and other stuff, and people want to buy these things, right? And all I have to do is I have to take these products that are high converting and I just go ahead and I advertise them on places like Facebook. And what I do is I advertise on Facebook. Anytime someone buys from my link, I make commission, guys. And my commission, for the most part, will be around $100 per sale. So you can imagine, guys, after $100 per sale, it doesn't take that many sales per day to really make some significant income. And the best part about this, guys, is you're able to do it without your own product. You don't have to worry about inventory. You don't have to worry about sending out emails. You don't have to worry about talking to people. None of that stuff, guys. All you have to do is follow this 3-step system that I put together, and you can have results like this. And so you can see here, guys, in my ClickBank account, I'm actually having a ton of success, right? I'm able to make as much as $15,000 a day just recently. I'm able to make up to $400,000 in a single month as an affiliate, right? Doing this simple system, guys. And like I said, you don't have to have any experience to learn how to do this, guys. The reason why I say that with full confidence is because I've actually taught this system, this 3-step system, to over 6,500 people from all over the world this year, and they're having incredible results. As a matter of fact, I want to hear from someone right now.
You can see the daily snapshot. I mean, right now, if you guys see at the top here, these are our weekly breakdowns. We just did $62,000 last week. This week, we are on way pace to beat that.
On the 24th, I think we were just over $700. Same thing on the 25th, and then boom, on the 26th, you had your first $1,000 day, which is super cool. Does it feel surreal now? Like when you're looking at an account, seeing numbers like this, or you kind of used to it now?
No, 100% surreal to just kind of be having money coming in. So as well as this personal best of the 1,000, that previous weekly one was 2,000.
Yeah.
And this week, of course, we've numbers have gone over 5,000. So just showing that ClickBank are going to pay me $5,000.
Hey now,
I started a new offer at the end of March, and within 3 weeks, I'm making now $2,000 to $4,000 profit a day.
What I truly love about this
About to
business
be
model is
getting dressed
how
in a
I'm now
minute.
able to make what I used to make in a week in a
Happy
day,
Monday,
and what I used to make in a month in a
everybody.
week, and I'm now on my way to make what I used to make in the whole.
How was y'all Sunday?
In YouTube's 17-year history,
How was
there have been
y'all
quite a few
Sunday?
well-known cases of YouTubers becoming killers. Hacker Eric
How
Alganem
was
was probably
y'all
the very
Sunday?
first. Hacker Eric Alganem was a YouTuber based out of Toulouse in Finland, just north of Helsinki. While he had a normal childhood and never displayed any behaviour that would be cause for alarm, this all changed when he was attending high school. Reports stated that Pekka began displaying the views of a radical militant and was threatening other students, saying they would die in a white revolution, and was also known to be a Nazi enthusiast. His parents attempted to get some help for him from a psychiatrist, but the psychiatrist simply gave Pekka some medication, as there was apparently a long waiting list, and he wasn't a priority for
I
them.
don't think I'm
Pekka
a
rarely
killer
took
no
the medication
music.
given to him
I'm
for his
just a
depression and
dancing,
anxiety, which only
happy,
made his
go
conditions
lucky
worse.
person.
Unsurprisingly, this caused him to isolate himself from the outside world more
Yes,
and more, and he would spend more of his time on the internet, watching violent videos, which he would re-upload to his own YouTube account, as this was back in the days when YouTube didn't really have any real restrictions on what you could upload. His YouTube channel was called Natural
Got my
Selector
own
89.
MP3
Hello,
player
everyone.
up
This
here.
is me.
Naturals after 89, talking to you, friends and haters and everyone else. I got this idea of making an introduction video to my channel. I guess I have not much to say
Got a
right
problem
now.
with it?
I will make
Oh well.
more talking videos in the future. And until then, I will continue making my usual videos. And I hope you have enjoyed as well. This
Hello,
is all for now.
look.
I'll see you later and out.
Besides uploading the aforementioned violent videos, he would also praise the actions of the perpetrators of said violent videos, such as the Columbine shooters and Aum Shinrikyo's sarin gas attack in Tokyo. Alongside those, he also made videos criticizing religions and trying to disprove their existence. Some of these videos, he said that he was
Had to make
God
sure that
and
was
should
the
be
trash.
worshipped. Natural Selector
Where's my
89 was
hand
suspended on October
sanitizer?
19th,
My
2007,
hand
so he created another
sanitizer.
channel on the same day called Stone
Take
Guide
me a shower
89.
pretty
This channel
soon.
would be very
I'm
similar to
taking
his
a
old channel,
shower
as he would
pretty
talk about
soon.
massacres and religion. However, he would also create videos showcasing his guns after getting a gun license in October.
Who
His channel
wanted to take a
description
shower? What
also
man wanted
showed
to take a
how
shower?
deranged he had become by then. I am prepared to fight and die for my cause. I, as a
Holla
natural
if
selector,
you hear
will
that
eliminate
bush.
all who I see unfit. Disgraces of the human race and failures of natural selection. This was not Pekka trying to be edgy. These truly were his intentions. He purchased over 500 rounds of ammunition and intended to put them to use on November 7th, 2007. That day,
Like,
Pekka uploaded one final
and
video to
share
his channel and showed a
all
picture of his
of
school
my YouTube
before fading to a
channels.
red image of him pointing a
You
gun at
know
the
you
camera.
want
At around
to.
11:40 a.m. that day, Pekka arrived at Jokela High School, drew his pistol, and began firing. Seeing himself as the physical embodiment of natural selection, he would fire on those who he deemed unworthy to live. In the space of only 4 minutes, he killed 4 of his fellow students, as well as a school nurse. Those who crossed his path but were spared were obviously those who he considered to be worthy. Pekka actually
I
called for
needed
his
the
fellow
bus.
students to join him in what he called his revolution. He didn't kill those who refused, instead firing into their classrooms and destroying the televisions inside. After making his way to the school's 2nd floor, he shot 1 more student, as well as the school's principal. Eventually, the police arrived. Pekka fired several shots at them before fleeing to a bathroom and turning his gun on himself. The attack lasted just half an hour and left 8 people dead. Before the attack had happened, the amazing atheist had warned that something like this would happen after he had previously spotlighted Pekka's YouTube
Y'all
channel
caught
in one
me
of his
smoking my
videos.
black and
Now, I
mild.
warned you
I
guys.
already got the camera.